This is the Preparedness Radio Network, preparing you for natural and man-made disasters. Helpful tips on gardening and homesteading. Be prepared. And remember, preparedness saves lives. This is the Preparedness Radio Network.
Welcome to this week's The Prepper Pat Show, where your host, Tony Tangalis, will discuss self-reliance as a lifestyle choice and offer useful resources to help keep your family prepared for the challenges you could be facing.
Welcome to this week's The Prepper Patch. I'm your host, Tony Tangalos. This show is about promoting self-reliance as a lifestyle and offering useful resources to help your family prepare for the many challenges you could face someday. This is our first show, and we're broadcasting remotely from the Arizona Survivalist Prepper Show at the Commemorative Air Force Museum here in Mesa, Arizona. There are many exhibitors here offering all sorts of products and services, including freeze-dried foods, MREs, food and water storage, emergency medical equipment, portable solar power, water filtration, survival books, home canning, solar ovens, and you name it. The show closes today at 3 o'clock, so if you live close by and can hurry down here, you can check it out. It's a wonderful event that my friend Lance Baker started, and it's really taking off. Today we're going to visit with many of the vendors and nonprofit organizations exhibiting at the show. My first guest is Tim Howard from Common Sense Preparedness, and he's going to talk a little bit about his organization. Tim, can you tell us a little bit, briefly describe Common Sense Preparedness for us?
Hey, Tony, I wanted to thank you, first of all, for being your first guest on this radio program. I am very interested in your program and hope for a lot of success for you. A little bit about Common Sense Preparedness. We're a digital radio talk show, and we focus on preparing the general population on how to prepare for disasters, both man-made and natural. And all the disasters we're going to face in the 21st century. If you remember the first decade of the 21st century, we've seen a lot of pandemics, a lot of disasters, and I'm tired of seeing the body counts. So our whole show is based on trying to lower the number of deaths at these disasters. We don't get into politics, we don't get into doom and gloom or conspiracy theories. We tell you what's verifiable disasters.
Well, that's really good, Tim. Can you tell us what brought you into the preparedness industry? What brought you into this?
I've been in the disaster preparedness field for, over 25 years now. I was a chemical, biological, nuclear warfare instructor, firefighter, emergency responder, safety manager, correctional safety manager, and I truly got tired of watching the bodies pile up from lack of knowledge during these disasters. So I want to teach people how to handle the disaster, how to prepare their families for it, how to prepare an emergency communication plan, and the best way I could do that was on a digital broadcasting arena.
That sounds great. What about your business is a key benefit for our KFNX listeners right now?
Well, the key benefits, we bring the true field experience of 25 years into the radio show. We don't get into the doom and gloom and the conspiracy theories. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, I don't want you to believe anything I say in my radio show. You talk to my wife, I'm never right anyway. So I'm going to tell you what I know, how I know it. I'm going to give you research links on it. And I'm going to tell you, this is where you can do your research. Now, if you want to talk to me, by all means, you can email me, you can call into my program. And you can the best way to find our program is at our website, commonsensepreparedness.com, which is cspdb.com. We're broadcast on Prepper podcast, Blog Talk Radio, all throughout the week. But the best way to get a hold of the programs is come to our website at www.cspdb.com. And you can download any of our shows. Everything on our website is free. Our sponsors make sure of that. So we're giving you life safety information, so we try and make it free of charge at all costs.
That's great, Tim. And I want to point out, as host of this show, it's our first episode, we are also not going to be addressing issues like politics and doom and gloom. It's about helping people. It's about sharing with people the preparedness lifestyle. There's a quote from Benjamin Franklin, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. And so we want people to prepare and take care of that. Tim, could you give us that website and phone number one more time, please?
My website is www.cspdb.com, and my phone number is 520-302-4378. Once again, that is 520-302-4378. 4378.
Okay, Tim. Well, it's been very interesting conversation. We need to have you back on the air again. And right now, I'm gonna bring in a second guest, and I want to thank you, Tim, for coming on the air.
Tony, anytime you need me to come out here, I will be out here for you.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Cool. So, thank you very much, Tim, for coming on the air. Now we're going to have our next guest. This gentleman's name is Jerome Erickson from Arizona Survival, and he's also a nonprofit organization. He's got a organization that basically is helping people prepare. Jerome, welcome to our show, Jerome.
Thank you, Tony.
Tell me briefly, describe your nonprofit organization, Arizona Survival.
We're a group of people from all walks of life, from all aspects of Arizona, that get together and we share our knowledge. You know, those that are good at have a formalized training in medicals will do medical training for us, and those that are good at food preparation will do food preparation, so on and so forth. We charge nothing for what we do. Our biggest challenge is to find venues to
awareness.
Have our classes.
Awareness. Yeah. Well, that's why we're here. We want to get the word out about you. Why do you think people are looking into prepping? What's getting people into prepping? What are they concerned about?
You know, I've been doing this for more than 27 years, and I've never seen an influx of people being more aware than I have today. I think it's the uncertainty in world economics that's driving it.
Yeah, the government debt hockey stick is certainly concerning a lot of people, isn't it now?
Yes, it is. It certainly is. And we're finding a much larger cross-section of Americans prepping now. You know, it was blue-collar and lower before, and now the white-collar folks are even concerned.
Yeah. I'm concerned about the government debt, and I think it's going to be an issue regardless of who gets in office. Again, we're going to stay out of politics, though.
Absolutely.
What about your business is a key benefit to our KFNX listeners right now?
Well, you know, the key benefit is the fact that we're just a networking of like-minded individuals that we get together and do this for free.
That's great.
We have no axe to grind.
No products to sell, no money
nothing.
to make. You're just here to help. You're just here to help people, aren't you?
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And there's a lot of people like us out there.
Yeah, there are. And you know, it's funny. The guy that puts the show on, Lance Baker, he does this. All the proceeds from the show go to the Commemorative Air Museum. He's done this out of the kindness of his heart as a part-time thing to help really start the preparedness movement. He started his first show in May of this year, and then he did a show in Tucson in August, and now he's done another show here in October in Mesa. And my hat's off to Lance. I really thank him for what he's done. Jerome, can you tell me what is your group's philosophy?
Well, our group's philosophy is, that one person can't go it alone. One person can't have all the knowledge necessary to survive a second big depression, shall we say.
Yeah.
So our ideal goal is to put people together so that they can come together in the time of a crisis and weather it better than they could ever do it alone.
And that's an interesting comment. Let's talk about that a little bit. Have you noticed that sometimes a lot of the prepping mentality is, I better not tell anybody what I'm a prepper and that I have, because if I do, they'll all come and steal my stuff?
That's correct.
Have you heard that a lot?
Yeah. There's sometimes an unhealthy paranoia in the prepper/survivalist mentality. But, there is also a healthy member.
Yeah. So, because I've noticed that. I mean, and a lot of that was, propagated by the Doomsday Prepper show.
Correct.
Where they came on, and, a lot of the Doomsday Prepper show. It helped bring a lot of the public awareness to prepping. But what I noticed was most of the people on that show had I got one of these rifles, and I'm going to done there shoot people if I see them coming near my property mentality.
True.
And I don't know that really serves, the public interest. We're trying to promote a more community-based prepping. If there's more people prepping, then there's more people that have supplies and less people that are necessarily competing for those supplies.
That's true. So if they want to get in touch with us, we have a great website. It's www.azsurvival.org.
Okay.
And it has our training schedule and so on there. A lot of information, a lot of good information.
Okay. Well, Tim, I really appreciate you coming on the show, and we'll be definitely having you on the show again some more.
I appreciate it.
And we'll be publishing your website on your website and our website information. And thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks again, Tony.
Okay. All right. Take care. All right. So I'm going to talk about a few other things we got going on here. There's the Commemorative Air Force Museum here in Mesa, Arizona, is having a Veterans Day weekend on November 9th through the 11th. And the website is www.azcaf.org. And their phone number here is 480-268-2144. That is a Veterans Day weekend. They're going to have a dinner on Friday night with legends. Saturday they're going to have a gathering of the legends and do some flying. And Sunday they have an RAF Cadet Memorial Service. You need to make reservations. So go to the website azcaf.org or call 480-268-2144. They're located here at 2017 North Greenfield Road in Mesa. And the museum is available for all of your private and public special events. The proceeds contribute greatly towards the operating of the museum, which is maintaining 7 flying World War II aircraft, which provide rides to the public. The museum displays approximately 30 aircraft, including the P-51 Mustang, the F-4 Phantom, the Stearman, MiGs, the Guardian anti-submarine AC, and it's the 35th anniversary of the Arizona wing location. At originally a World War II British pilot training facility. Okay, we're going to go to commercial break right now, and we'll come back on the air with a few more guests. Thank you very much. You're listening to the Prepper Patch.
You're listening to the Preparedness Radio Network. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Want to reduce your dependence on the electrical grid? Trying to save money on groceries? Preparing for a major power outage? We can help. Lehman's is your source for everything you need for heat, food, light, and water when there is no power. Glenda Lehman Irvin here for Lehman's in Kidron, Ohio. My father, Jay Lehman, founded our store in 1955 to serve the local Amish with non-electric appliances, tools, and houseware items. Today, through our website, Lehmans.com, a print catalog, and a retail store, we provide oil lamps, water pumps, wood stoves, canning supplies, and hand tools to customers all over the world. If you think it isn't made anymore, check with Lehmans before you give up. Visit Lehmans.com or call us at 1-877-438-5346 for a free catalog, or just stop by. We're located about an hour south of Cleveland.
Making the Best of Basics Family Preparedness Handbook by James Talmadge Stevens. He's been a part of the preparedness community, sharing information since the beginning. That's why he's known as Dr. Prepper. Making the Best of Basics has been the all-time best-selling volume in the preparedness industry for almost 4 decades, updated and revised to provide the most relevant information available. You can choose the new CD-ROM version that's jam-packed full of special features. Or, for instant access to all the information, you can purchase the digital download version and have every how-to, every article, every recipe, and every resource available immediately. No wait and no freight. Visit www.makingthebestofbasics.com today and get your hands on this essential preparedness resource. While you're there, take the free Family Preparedness Self-Assessment Test. Be sure to stop by makingthebestofbasics.com for the CD-ROM, digital download, or print book, or all 3. Making the Best of Basics. If you're going to buy just one resource to help you maximize your preparedness, this is the one. Making the Best of Basics.
Thanks for listening to a word from our sponsors. Now, back to the show on the Preparedness Radio Network.
Hi, welcome back to the Prepper Patch. I'm your host, Tony Tangelos, here with you every Sunday from 2 to 3 on KFNX 1100 AM. Today our first show is being broadcast remotely from the Arizona Survivalist Prepper Expo at the Commemorative Air Museum in Falcon Field in Mesa, Arizona. We're here today surrounded by a large number of people looking for solutions on prepping and self-reliance. There are many exhibitors offering all sorts of products and services, including food storage, emergency preparedness, solar power, animal husbandry, and permaculture. I do not represent myself, by the way, as an unquestioned expert or authority on anything we've discussed on the show. I've spent many years studying many of the issues we will cover on this program, and the more I learn, the more I realize how much more there is to learn. I'm simply stirring the pot to get your critical thinking skills into play and trying to point you in the right direction of what you might consider thinking about. The Prepper Patch is about taking a look around and realizing the world is changing and taking reasonable steps to become more self-reliant in preparation for these changes is not unreasonable or extremist. It's common sense. It's stepping out of the denial of the possibility that our current way of life is not infinitely sustainable, and accepting that although we can't control what disasters or challenges occur in our future, we can control whether or not we're adequately prepared for them. And it's about accepting our duty to responsibly prepare our families physically, mentally, and spiritually to be more self-reliant in the increasingly uncertain future. Today I have a guest with me, one of our sponsors, Michael Milburn from Premier Tactical and Preparedness. Michael, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
And can you briefly describe your business for us?
Premier Tactical and Preparedness is a creation I started as a website owner about 3 years ago with the world situations changing the way they are. My website handles firearms, firearm accessories, tactical gear, first aid and survival kits, preparedness products, knives, solar products, water filtration, and long-term storage food.
Okay, great. What about your business is a key benefit to our KFNX listeners right now?
Well, we offer everything from firearms to tactical gear to water filtration, long-term storage food. We can provide custom bug-out bags, anything required for the everyday needs of the prepper.
Okay, and what do you think people are looking into prepping more? What do you think's going on that's causing people to look into prepping?
Well, I think we all need to open our eyes and look around what's going on in the world today. I mean, we have conflicts around the world. We have issues with our debt, national debt. We have various other conditions that people are concerned about, and just natural disasters. It's always good to be prepared.
Yeah, we're sensing that. Michael, Sean, can you tell us about your hours? What are your hours?
I am a internet business, so it's 24 hours. I am located in North Scottsdale. I am available by phone at 602-828-5554, and the internet is www.premiertactical.com.
And tell me about some of the new products you have.
We have the Gold Zero solar products, the whole line of solar products. We have water filtration, the Berkey water filtration systems, the HTI RO membrane pouches, and bladder systems for water purification. So we're trying to stay with the state-of-the-art products.
Great. That's Michael Milburn from Premier Tactical and Preparedness. Michael, can you give us that phone number and website one more time before we go to our next vendor?
Okay, it is 602-828-5554, and the website is www.premiertactical.com.
Michael, thank you so much for being on the show, and we'll look forward to having you back soon.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you. So we're going to have another guest come up in a few minutes. The first thing I want to mention now is that some of the show topics we're going to be covering in our future segments. We're going to be covering things like mental preparedness, spiritual preparedness, food preparedness, water, shelter, financial preparedness, and bug-in and bug-out bags. Okay, we have now with me my next guest, which is Sean Hewitt from Stop and Shop Military Surplus. Sean, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Sean, can you briefly describe your business and tell us what you're doing there?
We have a military store out here in the East Valley. We do camping, fishing gear, and survival gear.
Fantastic. What do you think? Why do you think people are looking into more prepping right now?
There's a lot of education into it right now. We have the shows that we're at right now. There's a lot of TV programs.
Do you see anything going on in the country or in the world that's causing people to want to think about prepping more than they used to?
A lot with the election and the economy and stuff, is from what I can see. Yeah.
Okay. And what about your business is a key benefit to our KFNX listeners right now? What do you have there that's something that people should know about?
We have a lot of the true military surplus, and we have a lot of the survival gear. And if we don't have it, we'll go out of our way to try to find it at affordable price. And
I see you have a lot of clothing, bags, shoes, hats. You got basically a lot of garment wear and supplies like that, right?
Yes, we have a lot of the gear stuff too, and anything like the survival food and MREs.
Well, I've seen your booth's been real busy all weekend. You've had a ton of people over there, and they've been buying it. Sean, can you tell us where your shop's located at?
We're a quarter mile east of Ellsworth on Main Street in Lipovic Plaza.
Okay. And can you tell us what your hours are?
We're open 7 days a week. We're 12 to 6 Monday through Friday, and 8 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday.
Great, great. So that was Sean Hewitt from Stop and Shop Military Surplus. Sean, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And can you give us your name and website one more time? And your phone number, rather. Phone number and website one more time.
That is 480-984-9051. And my website is www.eastvalleymilitarysurplus.us.
Fantastic, Sean. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and we'll look forward to having you on again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to talk about a few more of the things that we're going to have. One of the things that I'm going to talk about after the break is permaculture, which is long-term self-reliance. If you think about prepping as short-term self-reliance, permaculture is long-term self-reliance. There's an organization in the Valley called the Valley Permaculture Alliance, and they are really pushing the permaculture thing really hard. They have an event coming up called the Tour de Coops, which is on November 10th, 2012. And you can go to tourdecoops.org. That's www.tourdecoops.org. And you can sign up and register for the coop tour that they're going to have. They're going to take people in a group to around 10 or 12 chicken coops in the Phoenix metropolitan area. And as they say, come and see what the squawk is all about and interact with neighbors and chicken folk who have stepped up to answer all your follow questions. The Valley Permaculture Alliance is doing a lot of great things. They're really promoting all sorts of permaculture events. They have sustainable living classes on composting, gardening, raising chickens, solar energy, water harvesting, herbs, preservation techniques, harvesting seeds, community gardens, micro livestock, aquaponics, hydroponics, just about anything to do with growing stuff and raising small animal husbandry and chickens. They do. They have a couple events coming up. They have a monthly shade tree event where the VPA conducts workshops and distributes trees for the APS and SRP shade tree programs. They also have a mesquite pancake breakfast featuring pancakes made from mesquite and carob flour, prickly pear, and agave soup. They have a design course called the PDC Design, and it aims to equip you with skills and knowledge to successfully implement permaculture in your life. They're a really great group, and I really feel strongly about permaculture. By the way, permaculture started back in 1970s by Bill Mollison and Dave Holmgren when they started developing stable agricultural systems on the southern Australian island of Tasmania. They published a book called Permaculture 1 in 1978, which taught the permaculture lifestyle of a more sustainable use of our planet's resources. And in that book, they talked about the 12 principles of permaculture, which include catch and store energy, which is basically, in many ways, rainwater collection systems is one example of that, and creatively using and responding to change. We can have a positive impact on inevitable change by carefully observing and then intervening at the right time. That's what the Prepper Patch is all about, sensing changes in our world and responding with a positive impact by sharing and promoting the self-reliant and prepping and permaculture lifestyle with others. Another permaculture concept is agroforestry, which is an integrated approach of using the interactive benefits from combining agricultural and forestry technologies to create a more diverse, productive, profitable, healthy, and sustainable land use with less waste. Locally here in Phoenix, we have the VPA, and the people down there like Kat and Chris are very easy and accommodating to work with, and their organization's growing by leaps and bounds. Permaculture is the future of sustainable, self-reliant living, and it will be a frequent topic of the Prepper Patch. Their website is www.valleypermaculturealliance.org. Okay, I'm Tony Tangalos, and you're listening to the Prepper Patch.
You're listening to the Preparedness Radio Network. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Everyone knows that the fresher the food, the better. Better for health, nutrition, and of course, taste. This is especially true with grains and flours that can become rancid so quickly. That's why it's important to have a quality grain mill for use today and in your preparations. The Wonder Mill Company is the only American company to produce an electric mill as well as a manual mill, and they're made with the highest quality materials and workmanship. They create the finest flours, whether from whole grains, gluten-free grains, beans, and even more. The Wonder Mill electric mills and the Wonder Junior Deluxe manual grain mills are the highest rated grain mills for good reason. They work and they're built to last. Visit the Wonder Mill website to check out their videos, reviews, recipes, and to find a dealer near you today. That's thewondermill.com. Looking to get the real boil for your buck? The Kelly Kettle may be the most versatile and valuable piece of camping or emergency preparedness equipment that you can own. By quickly and easily starting a fire, protected from both the wind and the rain, boil water and cook food at the same time, Kelly Kettle provides the ability to stay warm on a cold night, stay fed with hot food, stay hydrated, stay clean, and stay alive. All with a portable kettle that fires up with just a few pieces of natural fuel, like a pine cone, dried twigs, or bark. The Kelly Kettle is a highly efficient portable, double-walled water kettle and cook stove. It will quickly become your favorite accessory when it comes to camping, fishing, backpacking, and emergency preparedness. You don't want to be without a Kelly Kettle. Check out the different Kelly Kettle models and accessories today at KellyKettleUSA.com. That's KellyKettleUSA.com.
From our sponsors. Now, back to the show on the Preparedness Radio Network.
Hi, welcome back to the Prepper Patch. I'm your host, Tony Tangelos, here with you every Sunday from 2 to 3 on KFNX 1100 AM. Today, our first show is being broadcast remotely from the Arizona Survivalist Prepper Expo at the Commemorative Air Museum in Falcon Field, Mesa, Arizona. We're here today surrounded by a large number of people looking for solutions on prepping and self-reliance, and there's many exhibitors offering all sorts of products and services, including food storage, emergency preparedness, portable solar power, gold and silver investments, and animal husbandry. In fact, on the subject of animal husbandry, I have Nick Klein here from Hostile Hair. Welcome to our show, Nick.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Nick, can you tell me a little bit about your business?
We're a rabbitry that helps other people get started in raising rabbits as live food storage, and we provide urban farming solutions.
Great. What brought you into the prepper business?
Well, I just got tired of eating junky food that provided at the supermarkets that got killed who knows where by who knows who. I just wanted to control that a little bit, and pretty soon I had enough surplus I could start selling it.
Yeah, so what about your business is a key benefit to our KFNX listeners right now?
Well, it gives you control. Basically, you buy a rabbit, you buy a cage system, and you've got control over an infinite supply of food.
Yeah, and rabbits. How long is the duration from when a rabbit is born to when it's ready for, as we call, harvest?
Birth the butcher in 8.5 weeks.
8.5 weeks, yeah. So that's pretty fast. And how much do they weigh about that time when they get to that time?
At butcher size, they are 5 pounds. Dress weight ends up being about 3 pounds.
3 pounds. And how many rabbits will a typical mother produce over a period of, say, 12 months? How many rabbits?
12 months. On average, they give birth 8 times a year, 8 kits per Kindle, so 64 rabbits a year out of one adult female.
So one adult female will produce 64 rabbits, and how much weight would that be? That's 3 pounds net weight per female, so you're talking about 180 pounds roughly?
180 to 215 pounds is what I've been averaging.
Wow, and that's a high protein. What's the fat? Is the fat high on that, or is it reasonable?
Actually, the fat is one of the lowest around. The calories per pound is just under 800. Cholesterol is just over 150, so it's one of the lowest domesticated animals that there is.
That's fantastic. And what do you do with the manure, with the rabbit manure? What do you do with that?
Oh man, it's a gardener's dream. It's like its own personal time release nitrogen pellets.
Cool. So, and if people were to come here at the show, that you actually have the rabbits here when you go to these shows. You have them for sale, right? You have the cages, the rabbits. You're ready to go, right?
What I like to do is I set up time with the person that's ready to get into it, and we sit down. I show them how to operate the system. You can buy cages and stuff, and I'll show you how mine is going, and you can order at that point.
Yeah, and how do you order a custom cage?
Well, you can contact me at hostlehair.com, and also our number's on the website, but it's 480-331-3761.
Yeah, and can you give us your website again?
That's www.hostilehair.com.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we wrap up?
I think that's pretty much it. Just come down, get prepped, get fed, go Hostile.
Fantastic. All right, Nick. Well, we want to thank you for coming on the show. That was Nick Klein with Hostile Hair. Thanks so much for coming on our show, Nick.
Not a problem. Anytime.
Okay. Great. So we want to talk about a few more things about prepping. This forum, the Prepper Patch, is going to give preppers a voice and a forum to share information and develop greater self-reliance skills. Preppers often get portrayed as extremists, but there's nothing unusual about growing a garden, raising some chickens and rabbits, canning and preserving foods, and it is a small way returning to the way of life that was the only way of life before the Industrial Revolution. A simpler lifestyle where everyone knew their neighbors, and when crops and livestock were considered wealth. So all the preppers out there, you're not alone. You have a voice on the radio. You have a resource. We're not in denial of the challenges this country faces. We will face them and employ common sense in preparing for them with calmness, concern for our neighbors as well as our own, and a sense of humor as we endure the endless needling of some of our family and friends who live today without concern for tomorrow. You know, the grasshopper and the ant story. The Prepper Patch is about taking a look around, realizing the world is changing, and taking reasonable steps to prepare for that change. And if you look around at the makeup of the crowd of this show, there's soccer moms and concerned dads, and they're here shopping for solutions to their prepping and self-reliance needs. They are attending workshops on home canning, preserving food, properly storing and rotating food, hydroponics, first aid, animal husbandry, and a host of other activities, all developed based on developing a sustainable and self-reliant future. And our show is going to offer resources to thrive in an increasingly challenging world to help people be prepared, not scared. I'm going to tell you about another thing that's coming up here. In March 9th and 10th of 2013, there's going to be an event called Prepperfest AZ. And it's going to be held at Pioneer Village, which is up there by Anthem. It's up by the Ben Avery shooting range between Carefree Highway and Anthem. And it's going to be a prepper festival that's really going to be large. At that show, we're going to have vendors like this show here, and we're going to have them shop for a wide variety of prepping supplies and resources, and permaculture and animal husbandry. We're going to have livestock there, so Nick's going to be there with his Hostile Hair booth. We're going to have chickens for sale there, and people can show up and take a course on how to grow chickens. They can buy a book on how to grow chickens. They can buy the chickens, the shelters for the chickens, and everything they need. They can go home in their SUV or their pickup truck and have the everything they need to start growing chickens at this Prepper Fest. And we're also going to be having entertainment there. We're going to have Christian music with rock bands there. We're going to have permaculture there, really focusing on permaculture, and a neighborhood pavilion to give people the resources to support a community prepping in their neighborhood. I'm here now with Jackie Flood of MedPacks USA. Jackie, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks for coming on our show. Jackie, can you briefly describe your business and what you're offering the preppers of the world here today?
Tony, we have a business that has we have the largest variety of medical packs, bug-out bags, and everybody needs a medical bag. Everybody needs first aid. But when you have but we also have over 100 items that you can add to the kit that you've already been putting together, or refills from stuff that you've been using.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of traffic over your booth over there. What are the things that you think of that why people are looking into prepping now more than they were before?
Well, there's always been a need for first aid. That's a fact of life. But because things are not getting better, and you need to be self-reliant. And in the case of first aid, you won't be able to run to the emergency room or the urgent care. You need to be able to take care of yourself and your family and your friends.
What about your business is a key benefit to our KFNX listeners right now?
They are ready to go. A lot of people are probably like me. That's why I got into it. I print out off all the list of what stuff you needed. But some of the stuff that you need, you cannot get at Walmart and Walgreens.
Right. That's right.
And so that's why we got into it, so we could supply people with what they needed ready to go.
Jackie, tell us a little bit about some of your favorite products you have over there. What are some of the special items you have that you really like?
Well, we have surgical sets that you can that has all the hemostat and sutures that you need. You cannot get sutures at Walgreens, and we have a lot of the blood clotting agents that you need for serious life-threatening wounds. One of my things I like to say is that we have stuff that you cannot live without.
That's right. That's right. Well, there's a lot of things that people can't live without, and a lot of people think that the stores are always going to be full of things, and a lot of the things you sell aren't even in the stores. Well, Jackie, I'm really glad you came on our show, and we want you to continue to visit with us from time to time. Jackie, can you tell us your phone number and your website clearly for our listeners?
Sure. We have a toll-free phone number that goes right to my phone, and it is 855-855-5060. And our website address is www.medpacks.USA. That's MEDPACKS USA.
Jackie, thank you so much for coming on the show with us, and we look forward to having you again as one of our sponsors. We really appreciate it.
Well, it's been my pleasure.
Thanks so much, Jackie. Okay. Well, before we go to commercial break, I'm just going to finish up on the Prepper Fest event. That's going to be March 9th and 10th at Pioneer Village, 3901 West Pioneer Drive in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're going to be really pushing the whole Prepper agenda there. We're also going to have a free raffle there. And anybody who enters our raffle will have a chance to win a free bug-out bag, a 30-day food supply, and a solar oven. We're going to have vendor education at 9 to 5 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday. And the admission price is going to be $15 the day of the event and $12 in advance. It's going to be a total self-reliance solution for all things prepping. Again, it's going to feature vendors, education, livestock, permaculture, entertainment, and all of that. Okay, we're going to go to break now. I'm Tony Tangalos, and you're listening to the Prepper Patch.
You're listening to the Preparedness Radio Network. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Joshua Swanigan with Urban Defense Institute, a reality-based self-defense and combative school in mid-Michigan. At Urban Defense Institute, we utilize our combined real-world experience along with years of diverse martial arts training to give you the tools and mindset to survive real-life aggressive conflict and get you and yours out alive. Find out more about our classes or book us for a seminar. We will travel at urbandefenseinstitute.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/urbandefenseinstitute.mi.
If you thought the award-winning Hoodswoods video series was cool, wait till you see this. From Karen Hood of Survival.com and Hoodswoods Video Productions comes Survival Quarterly Magazine. With some of the best names in the industry like Ted Nugent, Michael Hawk, Dave Williams, and of course Karen Hood, along with too many more to list, Survival Quarterly Magazine puts survival in the palm of your hand. Just visit survivalq.com for current and back issues. And don't forget to keep up with all things Survival Quarterly at facebook.com/survivalquarterly.
Thanks for listening to a word from our sponsors. Now, back to the show on the Preparedness Radio Network.
Hello. Welcome back to the Prepper Patch. I'm your host, Tony Tangalos, here with you every Sunday from 2 to 3 on KFNX 1100 AM. Today, our first show is being broadcast remotely from the Arizona Survivalist Prepper Expo here at the Commemorative Air Force Museum in Falcon Field, Mesa, Arizona. We're here today surrounded by a large number of people looking for solutions on prepping and self-reliance, and there's many exhibitors offering all sorts of products and services, including food storage, emergency preparedness, portable solar power, animal husbandry, and permaculture. Right now I have with me Lori Painter. She has a store in Mesa called Preparing Wisely. Lori, welcome to our show.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about your business, Preparing Wisely, where it's located, what you sell there. Tell us a little bit about it.
Our business is a family-based business. We've been in Mesa for 5 years, and we're located on Mesa Drive between Broadway and Main Street at 144 South Mesa Drive.
What are some of the products you sell over there?
We have a wide variety of products. We sell solar. We have major brand names like Honeyville, Goal Zero, Wheat, Montana. We do bulk grains, Berkey water filters, just an assortment of needs for people that are in the mindset that we are today.
Yeah, I've bought some products at your store, and I really appreciate it. Lori, tell me a little bit about what brought you into the prepper business, how you got started in this.
I started trying to think of how I was going to take care of my family if I didn't have work or if one of us was laid off. We'd experienced that once in our marriage before, and it just made sense. The whole mindset of taking care of who we need in the economy that we're in right now, my responsibilities to my family, and this is what I think our family needs, just the preparedness and the mindset.
Self-reliance, right?
Yes.
Don't always count on everything always being there for you. Be prepared to take care of your family on your own.
Agreed.
You also have another product called the Gold Zero solar products. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
I love Gold Zero. I'll just tell you that. We've been using it ourselves for over 3 years, and after using it ourselves, we became a dealer a year ago because I can actually stand behind the product because the company stands behind the people that use it. You can do everything from with solar panels, from charging your cell phone to keeping medical devices going if you're without power. We were actually able to help a family purchased a larger unit from us, the Yeti, which is a solar generator, and their son that suffers from cystic fibrosis was able to attend a camp with the Boy Scouts this summer and actually camp overnight instead of having to go back to a hotel.
Are some of these products portable where you could carry them around to charge your cell phone or laptop or something like that without having to have a big vehicle to carry it around with you?
Cell phone chargers will fit in your pocket. Nobody even knows that you're charging your phone. Totally discreet.
Give me an idea of what it would cost for like a cell phone charger or a laptop charger or something like that for a package like that. I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Oh, no, you're fine.
If you're not prepared, that was a hard question.
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
We have a 7-watt panel that comes with a battery pack that holds 4 AA rechargeable batteries. That'll charge a regular cell phone 4 times or the smartphones twice, and the kit runs 110.
Right. Okay. And are you a family-owned business?
Yes, we are.
And how long has the store been open in Mesa?
5 years and going strong, so we're really happy.
Well, that's really cool. Lori, I'm so glad you came on our show, and I want to thank you for being a sponsor of the Prepper Patch. You're really helping to get the word out. You're helping support us getting the word out for people to promote the preparedness, self-reliance lifestyle, which is really important.
I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Can you tell us again, before you go, your website and phone number one more time for our listening audience?
Okay, the website is preparingwisely.com. Most of the items in the store are on that. We're at 144 South Mesa Drive. And our number is 480-964-3077.
Jackie, thank you so much, Lori, for being on our show. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous here. It's my first radio broadcast.
No problem. Thanks, Tony.
Lori, thanks so much for being on our show, and we'll talk to you again.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, that was Lori Painter with Preparing Wisely and 0 Hour Power. She has a great store in Mesa between Main Street and Broadway, and she's doing a great job. We're having our next visitor is going to be Taylor Bryant from AR 500 Armor. Taylor's going to talk to us about some body armor and tactical gear. Taylor, come on in here, buddy. We're going to bring you on right now. So our next guest is Taylor Bryant from AR 500 Armor. Taylor, can you tell us a little bit briefly describe your business for us?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Thanks for having us, Tony. We really appreciate it. AR500Armor.com, manufacture and selling trauma plates, body armor, tactical gear, plate carriers. And we're also dealing with different types of combination setups for individuals who are looking for the complete setup.
Great, great. And what brought you guys into the prepper business? What market are you trying to serve there?
You know, it was more about just trying to connect with like-minded individuals looking for different products that could supplement their preparations. Also filling a void that a lot of people sometimes have, is not necessarily having something to protect in those situations where you need something for defense.
And I've looked around at body armor. Some of that's really expensive, isn't it? I mean, I got a buddy of mine who's a police officer for the Phoenix PD, and I asked him about body armor the other day, and he was saying, you can spend well over $1,000 on a set. Do you have some affordable body armor products that you're...
Yes, we do. It can get quite expensive when you start talking about some of the different body armor. So what we've done, we're trying to find a comparable material that's still level 3 rated as it is, that can withstand the types of threats that are out there. Typical price range for something a full setup can range from about $210 to $350, and that includes plate carriers and plates.
Listeners, I hope you're listening to that. I've looked around, and this police officer friend of mine said they start at like $500-600 and go up from there. So that's really affordable. Taylor, can you tell us a little bit about the difference between a level 1, 2, and 3 body armor in terms of what kind of ammunition it'll stop and protect you with?
Sure. Typically, the level 1 are usually for handheld threats such as knives or sharp.
Okay.
Actually, level 2, level 3A is when you start to get into firearms. Level 1 is more of a stab vest. Level 3 standalone is something that can withstand. The National Institute of Justice rates it as a 7.62 by 51 caliber, 147 grain ammunition at 50 feet, stopping something 5 times.
That's a level 3.
That's a level 3. We've actually taken our plate and tested it with several different calibers, well above that at closer ranges, and they've defeated that several times.
So, is that ammunition you just said, is that what an AK-47 would fire?
Typically an AK-47 fires a 7.62 by 39.
Is that the one you just said?
No, a 7.62 by 51 is something 51, that you might find in a FAL or common sniper rifle is what a lot of people associate that round with.
Okay.
So it's something that, to make this even more affordable, we've actually running a special this weekend for the show and for our listeners that are listening. If they want to go on to our website, www.ar500armor.com.
Okay.
You can find all the tactical gear, flashlights, trauma plates, and you enter in the code AZSS for Arizona Prepper Show. Survival Show, I'm sorry. And they'd be able to get 10% off everything in their cart until Wednesday. So AZSS on your shopping cart, 10% off till Wednesday at ar500armor.com.
Okay, and tell us, did we cover all the products you sell, or is there any other products you want to talk about?
Right now, we're still limited in a lot of our products. We're expanding all the time. We're getting into more tactical gear, more plate carriers, different lines, different quality. So there's a wide variety already to choose from, and we're expanding as we go to make sure that we're providing high-quality, affordable products.
Okay, I'm sure some of our listeners aren't familiar with some of these terms. Can you tell us what a plate carrier is, for example?
Plate carrier is going to be something that's going to be able to house the trauma plates that actually stop the bullets from impacting or causing damage to someone. So typically you have to have something that you house the plates inside, and that's what a plate carrier would be. They have different attachments, so you could attach it's called web gear or MOLLE-compatible gear that you could attach magazines, holsters, and different carriers so that you can carry more equipment on you to better handle the threat that you might be dealing with.
And what is that the same thing as a trauma plate, or is that something different?
The trauma plate is actually what goes inside the plate carrier.
Okay, so you got the plate carrier, you got the trauma plate, and then you got the outside housing, which is what carries all of that, right?
The plate carrier is the outside housing that holds everything together.
Okay, great.
If you go on to the website, www.ar500armor.com, you'll be able to see all these products. There's great pictures, and we also have some YouTube videos so you can see us testing the plates.
That would be very cool.
That way you can actually see we actually go out and shoot the plates to make sure that they're what we're selling is good quality.
Well, Taylor, I want to thank you for coming onto our show. You've done a very good job explaining your business. Can you give us your phone number and website one more time for our listening audience?
Absolutely. Please? It's going to be www.ar500armor.com. You can reach us at 602-501-9607. And again, that 10% code is only good until Wednesday. So AZSS for 10% off your entire shopping cart for a local-based business helping out the preppers and the survivalists.
Well, thank you so much. I'll tell you, from what my friend on the police department said, these prices are a fraction of what you'd pay for some other companies, so it sounds like a really good deal. And I'm really glad to hear that there's an affordable solution for protecting your body, because a lot of people don't have $1,000 or more to spend on a solution like that.
And we are serving the military and law enforcement individuals, so we actually have discounts for them as well. So if you're military or law enforcement, give us a call. We'll work with you on a deal as well. That's
fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on our show, and we appreciate you sponsoring the Prepper Patch. You're helping us to get the word out about prepping to the public, and a lot of people really feel good about that. So we want to thank you for being on our show.
Thanks, Tony. We appreciate it.
Okay, great. Okay, well, our show's just about over. This is the first show. Stumbled a little bit, but it's my first show, so what could I say? I'll improve with time. I want to finish up by talking a little bit more about the Prepper Fest Arizona. That's going to be again March 9th and 10th, 2013. It's a few months away, but it's going to be a real neat program, and we really want you to come there and learn about prepping, permaculture, livestock, animal husbandry, and we're going to have 3 educational pavilions there. where we're going to be able to show people all sorts of courses on all of these subjects. And we're going to really be pushing the concept of neighborhoods getting together and supporting each other. So preppers aren't out there prepping by themselves, but they're prepping with their neighbors. They're telling their neighbors and friends and living the preparedness lifestyle, which is growing your own gardens, raising some chickens, maybe some rabbits, and creating your own food sources and solar power to prepare. Well, I want to thank you. This is Tony Tangelos, and you're listening to the Prepper Patch. Tune in next Sunday at 2 o'clock to learn what steps you can take to become more self-reliant by accessing the numerous prepping and permaculture solutions available in the Valley.
You've been listening to the Preparedness Radio Network, offering helpful and timely tips on preparing for natural and man-made disasters. Timely and useful tips on gardening and homesteading. Check us out online at bepreparedradio.com. Until next time, remember, preparedness saves lives. This is the Preparedness Radio Network.